go next to Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
Hey, Coach, congrats on the game plan and win. I know it's a long game that was back and forth, but a lot of people are going to be talking about that motion quarterback play that you hit Robinson for the touchdown. I'm wondering if you could share the origins of how that came to be.
Yeah, so the last 3 weeks, Pat's been messing around with it. And so I told him, I said, we're going to put it in. And he looked at me like I was crazy. But he'd been doing it, and it looked good. So said, it looks good, let's try it. And so we tried it. He goes down there during special teams, and he was messing around with a couple things. And so we put it in, and it worked.
Let's go next to Matt McMullen. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Coach. I was just curious if you could speak to Travis's day and what he was able to do for you guys on offense.
Yeah, I thought Travis was unbelievable. He had one of those days. Just anytime big play needed, both he and Tyreek made them, and so proud of those two and how mature they are and how they've handled everything and grown as men. Most of all. So, but Trav had an all-pro day, which he is, but we never take that stuff for granted, whether it's Kels, Trav, so on, or Tyreek. I mean, even though these guys are some of the better players in the league, we never take that for granted. I appreciate all their hard work and what goes into it to get that show done on game day.
Let's go next to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Hey, Andy, wanted to ask you the idea of teams obviously being aggressive, similar to what Sam McDowell asked earlier, but when you know a team is trying to be as aggressive as possible against you, does that alter your game plan in any way, shape, or form as you sort of see the game playing out in front of you?
Yeah, so, I thought it was important that we at least attempted to keep the defense off the field. I mean, we had some fairly quick scores but at the same time, we want to put as many points on the board as we possibly can. I mean, that came in handy today. So, it's not the old four corners stall here. We got to try to score, and it's hard to do in this league. But we had a couple opportunities that got past us early, but we came back and were able to get some nice shots in there that we needed. But we try to stay aggressive. To answer your question, we're going to try to always stay aggressive. Yes.
Let's go next to Herbie Teope. Go ahead, Herbie.
Hey, Coach, from the press box, it seemed like Daniel Sorensen was shadowing Christian McCaffrey. If that was indeed the plan, how do you think Sorensen did in that matchup?
Yeah, so the plays that he was asked to do it on, I thought he did a good job. Listen, McCaffrey's a pretty good player and had a pretty good day. So we tried a couple different things on him. You got to give him different looks, and so we tried that. But listen, great players make great plays, and whether it was a big catch or his runs, they did a nice job. But I tell you, Sorensen, I thought played a respectable game there.
Got time for a couple more guys. We'll go Vahe and then Aaron. Go ahead, Vahe.
Hey, Andy. One other thing about Travis. Early in the third quarter, it seemed you guys might have maybe needed a little jump start, that 44-yard pass to set up the touchdown. Can you just describe that play a little bit and whether it gave you that kind of juice? Yeah, we did. We needed a jump start right there. And so he gave it to us. It was an out and up, I think is the one you're talking about. And so he did well with it. And Pat threw him a nice ball, big play. I mean, he had several big plays. I think that's one you're talking about.
Let's go last to Aaron Ladd. Go ahead, Aaron.
Coach, second game in a row where I'm going to ask you about this balance between the pass game and the run game. Are we just reading too much into it, or what do you think? Is there something leading to that disconnect?
Yeah, so we played two good run teams in a row here. Both these two are pretty solid up front. So we felt like the pass game we could execute that maybe even better than the run game, although we had some production there. And, we're going to try to do what works that particular week and roll with it. So we've got good running backs, but if teams are